Hello! Hello! Hello, everyone! Hello! Welcome, welcome! You are in the right place, my friends. We are about to do the one, the only, the November Clean Comedy Contest. Yes. Yes, indeed. So if you are here supporting someone, or this is your first time here, I don't know why I'm talking in this accent, but just know, welcome officially to the Hot Breath Clean Comedy Contest. I am your host, comedian Joel Byers, and every single month we do this fun challenge where comics will get 2 weeks to write a brand new 60-second set based on the month's theme. Now, as I hear my baby crying in the background, oh, what a blessing. What a blessing. What a blessing. I should also note before we get started, because we will start in 2 minutes. We just want to make sure people get here, find the live stream, all of that funness. But this is going to be a goodie here as, lordy, lordy. What a blessing. What a blessing. But I meant to say that I am officially 7 days off sugar so far. So this is, I think this is the day where things get loopy. So just wanted to give you that heads up, because I know normally these live streams are very not loopy. So this is going to be so much fun. We're going to play the top 3 finalists sets, and then you, the viewer, are going to vote live on the air. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. This is so exciting. What? One second. Huh? Aha. And this is very exciting. Okay. We're in here now. Excuse my ADD there. Was out late last night. Did a great interview with Erica Rhodes last night. Oh, so good. So funny. If you're not familiar with Erica, definitely worth checking out. She was just on America's Got Talent, has a bunch of comedy specials out there, and just absolutely hilarious. So that will be available sooner on our Patreon if you'd like to join that. But speaking of Hot Breath happenings, I do want to announce officially they're here. The shirts are here. We did it. The shirts are officially here. So all of you that did a pre-order on the Hot Breath. Oh, and these are so soft. I love these shirts. I did a lot of research on which shirts to pick because I wanted something that was soft but also all cotton and not polyester, because turns out polyester is just plastic. Who would have thunk? So super soft. So those of you that did take advantage of that pre-order, your shirts will be headed your way this week. Yay! Just want to get that little ditty out of there. Now, I do, if you're like, oh, that looks like a cool shirt, I wish I would get one of those. Well, I will put a link to where you can get some. It's not this OG pre-order that I did, the limited release edition, but you can go to that link there and get a shirt if you'd still like to get in on the Hot Breath happenings. But I think it's time we start the show, and I've worn a suit basically every live stream of these, but today I thought it was only right to rock the Hot Breath shirt, honestly, because I thought it would be showing up on camera, but turns out, no. But that's fine. Oh, this is going to be so much fun. If there's anyone new tuning in, let us know in the comments. Love to know where you're watching from as we are getting the sets queued up and get ready to play. If you are not familiar, mis amigos, today's contest finalists, in no particular order, are Sandy Bernstein, Chris Shull, and Ed Ruben. So those are the people we're going to be watching today. So we're going to watch each of their sets, and then you will vote to see who wins. And the winner will come on the show and do a live interview Q&A where you can ask them questions. And also, they win $100. So a lot happening here, and there's a lot of heat. This is the last contest of the year, so there's a lot at stake here. So we're very excited for these 3 finalists. So we shall get into it here. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready to officially start? Please excuse my overall sleep deprivation. It really compounds. It really compounds. Because our baby's been teething, so she's been waking up like every hour. And it's just a blessing. Aren't they little blessings? Little bless. Aren't they little blessings? You just see them and go, bless. Oh, bless. Little bless. Blessings. Okay. Very nice. Yes, Sandy. Hopefully the shirt will get there by Saturday. We shall make sure that happens. That's very, very important. To wear it to Zoltan. Yeah, I mean, look at these. That's so exciting. I'm super excited about them. I wore it last night during my interview. Which I thought was pretty cool. But anyway, let's officially get into it here, shall we? So, how it's going to work, my friends. I am going to play Chris Shull's set. And then I will play Sandy Bernstein's set. And then I will play Ed Ruben's set. And we will post a poll in the live stream for you to vote for the winner. And then they'll come on the show live. This is so exciting. I'm feeling slightly brain dead for some reason. Feeling about 2 steps behind today. But you know what? We're here and we're showing up. And that's what's most important. You're here. We're still going to have a great show here. I'm just mentally. Sleep deprivation really adds up. But the more we talk about it, the worse it gets. So we should just focus on the positive and focus on what we can control, which is having an amazing live stream here. So that is exactly what we are going to do. We have 3 killer comics in today's finals. So, ain't nothing to it but to do it, my friends. So without further ado, officially welcome to the Hot Breath Clean Comedy Contest.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Yay! Oops. Battle Royale. So we're going to play Chris Shull's set, and then I'll come back and you guys can share what your favorite jokes of were Chris, and then we'll play Sandy's set, same, and then we'll play Ed's set, and then we'll vote for the winner. We're going to bring them on live and dab and dance and be like, yeah! So, without further ado, my friends, your first contestant is the one and only Chris Shull. So as we always do, well, are y'all ready? I should ask, are y'all ready to rumble? I don't want to rumble until y'all are ready to rumble. So let's just make sure that you, watching right there, hey you, make sure that you are ready to rumble. I'm ready to tumble into 10 hours of uninterrupted sleep. I'm just joshing. Blessings. Little blessings. Little blessings. Little blessings. Very nice. Oh my gosh. Sandy said born ready. Ed said let's do it. Chris said let's wait 50 seconds. Oh my gosh. Missy Davidson said, good luck, Chris. We're watching on the big screen. That is hilarious. So my big head is just on your big screen right now. That is hilarious. Nice. Well, thanks for hanging out there, Missy. I know Chris said he invited a lot of people, so they should be here on time. Because, you know, I was on time 3 minutes late, so why wouldn't everyone else be on time? Oh, what a blessing. What a blessing. I've been saying that on stage a lot, talking about the kid is, oh, they're just little blessings. People have been laughing at that. So I need to keep doing something with it. Little blessings. But my brain just ain't working. I don't know how people have multiple. That's what I don't understand. By my age, my mom had 3 and was a single parent. And I'm like, how does one survive with 1? Just being blessed. That's why we do what we do, by being blessed. All right. So, Chris said wait 50 seconds. I think we have waited 50 seconds. Yes. All right. So, without further ado, we are going to officially play Chris Shull's set. And let the games begin.
Let's get ready to rumble!
I present to you your first contestant, Mr. Chris Shull. There's no sound. I'm a genius. Let's see why that's happening.
Every Friday at 3. People say teach.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, we're gonna do it again. We're ready this time. There's audio. I forgot to do my disclaimer that I usually do in these live streams. Sometimes when I switch to the video, there may be something wrong and I have to reset it because I want everyone to get the same respectful presentation of their set. Oh, and Chris said it'll be funnier without sound. That's hilarious. So here we go. Officially, your first contestant, Chris Shull.
Every Friday at 3.
I'm so confused. Maybe I had a different version because I even downloaded them.
Every Friday at 3.
I'm so embarrassed. When I got home last night, I even downloaded the videos and edited them to cut out any... What? How is this possible? So... I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed. Okay. Okay. This is so embarrassing. I'm so sorry. Okay. This is gonna be it. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so sorry, Chris. But the positive is we are now giving your people time to get here to enjoy your brilliant set. So we've got that going for us. All right. We're ready now. I'm so sorry. We're ready now. That is so embarrassing. No soup for me, says Missy. I know. The last one, we do this every month. The last one of the year is the one where I'm like, wait, how does this work? So let's completely reset. Let's everyone take a mindful hot breath. Your first contestant, of the final Clean Comedy Contest of 2025, I present to you
Let's get ready to rumble!
Chris Shull.
People say teachers should practice gratitude. I do. Every Friday at 3 p.m. I had a mom ask me to show her some gratitude and discipline her son for something he did at home. She goes, "Can you paddle Billy? He ate all of his little sister's Halloween candy." Paddle him for eating candy? What does that even look like? "Okay, Billy, grab the wall. This one's for the Skittles. We haven't even gotten to the milk duds yet." I finally told her, "Ma'am, paddling went out with Duran Duran and penny loafers. But even if I had a paddle, I make teacher money. I'd sell it on Craigslist. Paddle for sale, slightly used, and rumored to whip the sugar out of somebody." That mom was nuts, but I owe her a debt of gratitude. She got me off sugar. Every time I see a Snickers, I flinch. To be honest, I'd be grateful for a paddle every time I eat sweets. Although, I'm like cake batter. You could whip me all day long. I'm still going to be lumpy.
There we go. We're cooking now, baby. We're cooking now. That was Chris Shull. Everyone, show Chris some love there, because this is not easy. These contestants got 2 weeks to write a new 60-second clean set based on the month's theme. So this month's theme in honor of Thanksgiving was gratitude. So every comic was writing based on the theme of gratitude. So not an easy task to complete. So the fact that everyone submitted, and then also these top 3 just kind of elevated a little bit more. My wife and I like to watch all the submissions. We pick the top 3, and then you, the viewer today, gets to decide who wins. So, oh, this is fun. Sandy liked the cake batter analogy and the Craigslist joke. Ed liked the lumpy cake batter joke as well. Yeah, it was very creative. A lot of good facial expressions as well. So as you are watching these sets, figuring out who you want to vote for, which also if you're here to support a specific contestant and they weren't your favorite, you don't have to vote for them. And you can just act surprised as them. "I don't know what happened. I voted. I don't know what happened." So as you're watching these, think of, how on theme is the set? How unique is this set to this comic? And just how many laughs are in this minute? How many jokes do they pack into this short set? And, oh, that's fun. Mayor said I LOL'd. That was great. I'm with Sandy. I like the Craigslist joke. Yeah. Don't give my husband any ideas, said Sandy. That's hilarious. Well, speaking of Sandy, Sandy is actually up next. So let's keep this contest rolling. I know Missy said she's watching this on the big screen. So let's get some big jokes rolling in. So we started off strong there with Chris's set. So keep in mind what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it, where it ranks in possibly winning today's contest. And let's keep it moving here with your next contestant that will be free of any technical difficulties.
Let's get ready to rumble!
I present to you your second finalist, Sandy Bernstein.
Don't you hate it at Thanksgiving when that one cousin says, "Let's each say something we're grateful for. I'm grateful for being with family. I'm grateful for Pepto-Bismol so I can stomach that nonsense. I'm trying to develop an attitude of gratitude. I bought the little book of gratitude. I'm already halfway there. I've got the attitude." The book says before you go to bed each night, name 3 things you're grateful for. That's easy. Cookies, ice cream, and mac and cheese. It says to keep a gratitude jar. Got it. That's my swear jar. It says to focus on the little things, but I don't want to think about my ex-husband. He's 5'7". You know what I'm grateful for? When I walk into a room and I actually remember why. It's to get away from that little book of gratitude. My therapist said you can rewire your brain to practice gratitude. Instead, I rewired my scale. So now I'm grateful that I've lost 25 pounds. Thank you, scale.
Yay! Give it up for Sandy Bernstein there. Yay, Sandy. And I didn't mean to pause before introducing her, but I heard my baby crying. It's nap time. Or supposed to be, but everything's great. Just like that said, give it up for Sandy one more time. Nicely done, Sandy Bernstein. Well done. I hope your husband enjoyed that set as well. What a blessing. What a blessing. My wife's about to come in here and be like, hey, how about I host that contest and you get out here? Oh, yeah, Sandy. Ed said he loved the ex-husband joke. Yep, that was a good one. A lot of great tight writing in that one as well. Nice and personal, which is always great. That's what we always look for when my wife and I watch these, is like, how personal is this set? How much are we learning about this comic? And all three of these finalists definitely give you their unique point of view. Oh, Mayor liked the thank you scale. Joan liked the Pepto and the ex-husband jokes. Chris liked the swear jar. Oh, the crying is just... It's just a blessing. Oh, yeah. Swear jar was a good one. Oh, Meryl. I'm sorry, I was calling her Mara. Sandy said, thanks, Meryl, Joan, Chris, and the crying baby. Can y'all hear the baby? Can y'all hear the baby? Or is it just me being the baby crying about all of it? This is so funny. But anyway. Nope. Okay. Thank you, Scary Barry, for clarifying that. Okay. And maybe it's not real. Maybe I'm in this fever dream purgatory between reality and nightmare. But anyway, two great solid sets here. Chris and Sandy both with some killer sets. So this is going to be a tight finals. But we have one more before you pick your winner here. We've had Chris Shull, we've had Sandy Bernstein, and now your final finalist of the Clean Comedy Contest of 2025. And that is Mr. Ed Ruben. So this is the final time we're going to play this sound effect of 2025. So let's make it a good one.
Let's get ready to rumble!
I present to you Ed Ruben.
Gratitude. You know, the origins of the word gratitude are really interesting. Gratis is Latin and means thankful, and tude is from uppity teenagers and means whatevs. I'm grateful I was able to retire from my day job. Now I can do what I love, make excuses for not going to the gym. I've really got to keep this Duolingo streak going. I'm going on a trip in a couple weeks and I don't want to get hurt. I just don't have time. I'm grateful to my wife for letting me tell my stupid jokes out in public, as long as I don't have to hear them. They're nauseating. I'm grateful to that guy, as in, hey, hon, at least I'm not like Jake Peterson, who quit his day job to go teach yoga at Curves. But the person I'm truly grateful to is whoever came up with the term chatbot.
You're totally good.
You're
I
this
appreciate
double XL dude's true hero.
Yeah, next time be pushy.
Goodbye.
Yay! Did something play in the background of that? Am I tripping? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. How is that possible? How is that possible? I'm so sorry, Ed. I will say, this has been the most technically challenged contest yet. So, what happened was, as I was I basically screen record these to download them from YouTube, where the comics submit. And I was screen recording this while downloading the interview I did last night with Erica Rhodes. I was downloading it to my external hard drive, and apparently the sound played and then played over the ending of Ed's set. I am embarrassed. I'm so sorry, y'all. Should we just not? Maybe everyone wins. Maybe everyone wins. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I hope y'all forgive me. This is like classic pandemic. During the pandemic, I did 400 live streams in a row, and by the end of that, there was a lot of this happening. So anyway, what we're gonna do is play Ed's set, and I am going to just set it up really quick. Firefox. All right. This will give you more material. I appreciate all of y'all for being such good sports. Because I know we have some new people watching this that are like, we don't know what. There's a monthly train wreck that happens on YouTube? This is great. But anyway, we are going to play Ed's set now, my friends. So what I'm going to do is just screen share it to YouTube. And we will play it from there. So let me just make sure the sound is on. Yep, sound is on. And that's the wrong set, so I'm glad I noticed that. I'm tripping, y'all. What's funny is, like, Ed wears the same set or same shirt every set, so I pulled up one of his old ones. Okay, we're ready now. Oh, incredible. All right. So officially, your final contestant of the 2025 Clean Comedy Contest, I present to you...
Let's get ready to rumble!
Ed Ruben. Ed Ruben.
Gratitude. You know, the origins of the word gratitude are really interesting. Gratis is Latin and means thankful, and tude is from uppity teenagers and means whatevs. I'm grateful I was able to retire from my day job. Now I can do what I love, make excuses for not going to the gym. I've really got to keep this Duolingo streak going. I'm going on a trip in a couple weeks and I don't want to get hurt. I just don't have time. I'm grateful to my wife for letting me tell my stupid jokes out in public as long as I don't have to hear them. They're nauseating. I'm grateful to that guy, you know, as in, hey, hun, at least I'm not like Jake Peterson who quit his day job to go teach yoga at Curves. But the person I'm truly grateful to is whomever came up with the term dad bod. You're this double XL dude's true hero. Goodbye.
Hey, there we go. There we go. Now we're cooking with grease. How about them apples? We got it. We got it. We got it. We got Ed said in there. Amazing. So, you saw Chris, you saw Sandy, and you saw Ed. Those are the top 3 finalists. So I am going to post a poll in the live chat for you to vote for the winner. And remember, if you don't like the person you showed up to support, you like someone better, you feel free to vote for them. Your friends will never know. Follow your heart on that, y'all. It's the holiday season. Follow your heart. Oh, and yeah, please post in the live chat as well some jokes that you like there. Meryl said, funny Ed. Sandy liked that guy in the teaching yoga at Curves. I know, just look at this silly goose. Let's see if you can see Ed. Ed's wearing a bucket hat in his profile picture, which is funny. Chris said, as always, great set, Ed. Yes, indeedy. And the poll is live, my friends. If you go into the live chat, you will see a poll that says vote for the winner. And it shows all 3 of the contestants' names. So, for the next minute or so, we will let y'all vote. And this is a fun reminder that if you would like to compete in the next Clean Comedy Contest, we do this over on our Patreon. So I will put a link to our Patreon if you'd like to join that. And there's different tiers. There's tiers where you can join the contest, or if you'd just like to join the Patreon to support the show, that's also welcome. No doubt about it. As for my interview yesterday, I posted in the Patreon for people to ask Erica questions. So we got some good ones off there. We got to ask Erica those questions. Yay! So just a minute here as we'll get in the goods. Joan said great set as well. Ed said thanks. Meryl, Chris, and Joan. Yes, a lot of... I appreciate all of your patience in today's live stream. We had a lot. There's a lot going on. Because there's part of my brain is just hearing the baby whining. So then I'm like, okay. And then my brain is over here, sleep deprivation. And then my brain is here, we're on the internet right now. Seems like the baby has calmed down though, which is good. So I'm just gonna do this live stream for another 5 hours to avoid any responsibility today. So thank y'all for enabling me. Oh, fun. I have to whisper because you never know where my wife is listening. She's definitely not watching this, but she might be listening at the door with a glass. Hello. Oh boy. So if we check the poll, 17 votes, and we have 23 people watching. So get your votes in, 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 get your votes in. We're gonna do 1 minute countdown for y'all to get your votes in, and then we will announce the winner, and the winner will come on the show live for an interview, and they also win $100. So just a fun thing to keep in mind there. Boom, 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 boom. Looking like Chris maybe running away with it. He's at 59%. Sandy's at 29%. Ed's at 12%. So, unless something wild and crazy happens in the next 15 seconds. Oh. Get your votes in. Get your votes in. 10 seconds. Chris, it's looking like you may want to go ahead and join the live stream here, because it's official, ladies and gentlemen. In the poll, Chris Shull. In the poll, Chris Shull has officially won the November Clean Comedy Contest. Oh, and look at all the comments. Congrats, Chris. Great set. Congrats, Chris. Congratulations, Chris. Congrats, Chris. Yeah, let's get Chris live on the air here. Let me just do an intro for him. Welcome back to Hot Breath, the show where you learn comedy from the pros. Our episode today is from our monthly Clean Comedy Contest, where comics get 2 weeks to write a brand new set based on the month's theme. If you'd like to compete in the next contest, just go join our Patreon linked in the show notes, and you will see a tier that says Clean Comedy Contest. Join that. You'll be automatically entered to win the $100 prize and an interview on the podcast, which our guest today has done. Ladies and gentlemen, hot brethren and sister, and welcome back to the Hot Breathiverse, Mr. Shull, everyone. Woo! We did it, Chris.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, buddy.
All right.
How's it feeling? Congratulations.
Good. I was worried, like always. Sandy and Ed, they're just great. So I'm fortunate. Thank you.
Well, it was a great set. I feel like I should play the set for everyone listening, because this is on the podcast, so maybe they didn't see the live stream. So let me play the set really quick, and then we'll come back and talk about it.
Okay, dokie.
People say teachers should practice gratitude. I do. Every Friday at 3 p.m. I had a mom ask me to show her some gratitude and discipline her son for something he did at home. She goes, "Can you paddle Billy? He ate all of his little sister's Halloween candy." Paddle him for eating candy? What does that even look like? "Okay, Billy, grab the wall. This one's for the Skittles." We haven't even gotten to the milk duds yet. I finally told her, "Ma'am, paddling went out with Duran Duran and penny loafers. But even if I had a paddle, I make teacher money. I'd sell it on Craigslist. Paddle for sale, slightly used and rumored to whip the sugar out of somebody." That mom was nuts, but I owe her a debt of gratitude. She got me off sugar. Every time I see a Snickers, I flinch. To be honest, I'd be grateful for a paddle every time I eat sweets. Although, I'm like cake batter. You could whip me all day long. I'm still going to be lumpy.
All right. Great set. Applause for that set. So the theme was gratitude. Where did you begin? Let's just kind of go through how you created this set. 60 seconds in 2 weeks is not easy, and to pack in the punchlines like you did, kind of take us through your process. Comedic genius, Chris Shull.
All right. I'll try to be articulate here.
You're a teacher. You're articulate, right?
Well, yes, about my subject I teach, but not this. Usually when I talk about, I'm very selective who I talk about comedy with, and when I do, I'm all over the place. So, but I'll do the best I can. So first, it's obvious that I am a teacher, and so I gear towards teacher tropes, and I've listened to enough comedy and done enough research to know that's actually probably an advantage for me, because technically no one is probably interested in hearing a middle-aged guy's opinion on traffic or relationships or something, just your everyday thing. However, being a teacher, everyone could relate. So that's kind of, my basis, if you will. So as far as the quick jokes, I'm a one-liner comic. That's how I learned how to write jokes, and I don't know if it's just because it's that's on my level. I couldn't even imagine doing the storytelling and not punchlines. But
Mm-hmm.
I know that's a very high skill, and a lot of people when they see professional comedians that do the storytelling, they're like, "Oh my goodness," like how do they do it, including me. But you look at their old stuff, and everyone started with one-liners,
Yep.
and so and it's kind of funny to see new comics come out and go on a tirade about a story or something, and then perhaps no one laughs, and they're like, well, you have to give room for people to laugh. I mean, I kind of made this mistake the first time I got up on stage. I'm like, okay, people aren't laughing. I mean, that wasn't the surprising part, but I'm like, wow, I wasn't even pausing. And people are usually, for the most part, polite. So they're not going to react if you don't give them time to react. And so that's how novice I was the first time I went up. But
Of course.
anyway, but all my sets that I enter, it is sentence, setup, punchline, or setup, punchline. There was a few sentences early on after my first joke that I felt really nervous. I gave three. It was the first time that I've ever submitted three sentences or three lines with no punchline, and that made me worry, especially when you are graded on a 60-second scale
Mm-hmm.
of getting laughs, and so your laughs per minute goes down. However, I try to make I tried to make it where I have three lines, and then I will go ahead and just kind of, it's like holding the hose of water, and then I let it go, and then it comes out faster. So I
Yep.
went ahead and took that time. I held out for the context, and then right after that, I had three rapid lines about the milk duds and the Skittles and the paddling. So anyway, I'm learning. So,
Yeah. No, that's a
but
good analogy though of like, hey, you said the gap between your jokes was longer, but when you got to the other end, it was bigger. And like I've heard the analogy of it's almost like blowing up a balloon. It's like the longer between your punchlines, the bigger the balloon gets, so the bigger the pop better be. If you're really holding out on those jokes and building up, there's got to be a big pop at the end if you're going to have that gap. So yeah, great analogy with the water hose as well. Same idea.
yeah, but when you're starting out like myself, the biggest fear is letting that balloon expand and then it to be a dud. So,
Oh yeah, and
you
it probably
know,
will be if you're new in comedy. That's the game.
right.
That's how we
Uh,
learn that.
all and also it does help the grade that I teach. I teach junior high, and um, I've mentioned this before to people, but their attention spans are small, short, and probably like mine, so I relate to them. But so I only have a little bit of time to get out directions and to be clear and show clarity.
Uh huh.
Um, all my teacher friends will understand the humor in that word clarity. But anyway, um, so that does help. That helps my writing, being a junior high teacher, because I used to take pride in trying to hold a classroom with just my words. And then it does help that I'm pretty animated. So when I'm speaking now and on the submissions, I try not to, you know, do this because I think it's distracting. So I'm like trying to force myself. But in the classroom, I am more animated, hence my facial expressions.
Mm-hmm.
I, and it always worries me. I'm like, maybe that comes off as more annoying, but it's just, I think that's just the teacher in me. I mean, and I sound like an old man when I say this, but today's kids, if you go in and be like, okay, guys, grab a pencil, and when you finish your work, go ahead and turn it in back at the room, probably back at the left room. It doesn't work. I mean, you have to say, all right, come on in, grab a pencil, and show
Act it
them.
out
Okay.
almost.
And
Yeah.
then, yes. And then you're going to work on this, and then when you're done, you're going to go back over in the corner and turn it in, and then you're going to walk. Yeah, and I sound like a smart aleck, I'm sure, to a lot of my students, but that's just how I teach. So anyway,
It
so I'm
trans.
very careful of how it comes out on stage. So
And so you were mindful of, because that was something that stands out in your submissions that you do on a monthly basis, is not only just what you're saying, but how you're saying it seems to be a big part that plays into your comedy.
yes, and again, I don't want to be the annoying comic where I end every punchline on a facial expression. I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. So
Of
I mean, I
course.
don't want to tell a joke and be like,
Ta-da!
I don't. So
You just put your
yeah,
jazz
no,
hands up. Ta-da!
yes. So anyway, and if you look at like Sandy Seth, she's very fluid, and she still gets her points across, and Ed as well, and others that I've seen win this. So anyway, I'd like to take this time to ask Sandy if I ever make it to where she lives near the area. I
Oh,
want to open for her. Just give me 2 minutes. I'll just introduce her. I'll tell one joke and I'll get off. But I think it would be an honor. So
oh, I love that. Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh. I love that would be fun. So
um,
what is your favorite joke from this set?
probably the you know what? I kind of like the Duran Duran and Penny Loafers
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted to pick something kind of old but not too old, and people were like, Duran Duran's back in the '80s, but I really liked their '90s albums. They did make two '90s albums, so being kind of that '90s, that's my era. And then Penny Loafers. I think I wore Penny Loafers in the '90s. So, but with that being said, I took a chance and picked something which is not really a teacher trope. It's an old school about choosing paddling, which is could be a controversial thing. So I usually stay away from controversial. I go safe. Actually, there's nothing wrong with that. But I thought maybe I would take something controversial and old school and try to make it funny, and that was my deal. And I have learned. I've taken classes. I've took your class, and with the Venn diagrams and everything. So especially
Mm-hmm.
being a teacher, the Venn diagrams are well received on my end. But I also got to give props to when I was starting out. I was just kind of searching the internet, and I came across a guy, and I'm probably butchering his last name, but Jared Vole
Yeah.
or Voley.
Yeah, Vol, that's how you
Yes.
pronounce it. Yeah.
Okay. And he did the Venn diagrams, but he had something very useful to me, helpful. He, he called it playfully inappropriate. So you have two Venn diagrams, put them together. One's playfully, one's inappropriate, and then whatever's in between is kind of where you want to land.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I am also big on studying laugh triggers. So if someone laughs first, they want to feel safe. They're like, okay, this guy. I mean, they. I gave them a context. I'm a teacher, so if I just came out and said, hey, I'm going to do jokes about whoopings or paddlings or whatever,
Right.
it may not come across. But because I do it in a context, and I'm still trying to learn. But I come at it as I want to pick something that could be inappropriate. I mean, I usually, as a school teacher, first of all, uh, it's all fake. Fake. There's no paddlings anymore, so I don't usually make a habit of going around talking about being a teacher and paddling kids. So anyway, but with that being said, so that's the inappropriate part. But the playful part, the teacher being the teacher, and then being kind of the silly, ridiculous part in the middle. That's kind of where I lie. That's anyway, right or wrong, it works for me. That's
Great.
or that's how I understand it anyway. So if I understand it, then I will do it with a little bit more confidence. So that's kind of, if that makes sense.
Totally. Yeah, and that's why it's so great. There's so much, like, there's so many comedy resources out there because you can kind of find what fits your creative process, what fits your like writing style. Like, there's a lot you can learn from and then apply to your own style. There's no real kind of one way, there's no comedy law. This is how you have to do something. You can kind of learn from a bunch of different people how they approach it and then kind of adapt it into your own unique style, because that's when you start to create that unique personal material like we always challenge you to do in this contest every month. So it's, yeah, that's a great way to kind of adapt it and make it your own there, and seeing it in real time with like the sugar and like the beating the even just the sugar out of you, like doing that pause and that misdirect there was really clever. So it's cool to see
Yes, that's
back
which
behind the scenes of that.
well, which is another teacher trope. I mean, back in the day, remember kids, the shh, and then a few seconds later, they still do it. Okay, so kind of got that from there, but I wanted to do a misdirection as well. So I also was mindful. This is how people that do that, people like me that's new, this is how you just keep second guessing yourself, which is terrible in a way. But I kept over analyzing the idea of paddling and how that's not really funny, inappropriate. So on my actions, is that my cat? Hey,
Yep, your
cat.
cat did walk by in the background. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. All right. That's got to be the first. Anyway, but oh man.
Hilarious.
Okay. So anyway, sorry. Um, but on the part when I mimic a paddle, I
Huh?
kind of drew my arm back, but I didn't go through. And so I was very mindful of that. So I'm like, okay. And then I said my line and then I said my tag, but I never, in my mind, if I would go through with it, then that would have been inappropriate. So I just did half of it.
Oh.
I know I'm my mind like crazy like that. So
No, whatever works for you, Chris. That's what the whole goal of this contest is, to help people find their writing style, you know?
hence the insecurity, whatever works for you, Chris, but does it work? Those are the struggles that I have every time I do this. But anyway,
But you
however, this is a
regardless,
go
you
ahead.
know? You overcome the resistance and the doubt and you still finish and you still submit. So, you're
Right.
putting in the work. Oh yeah, and
Thank you.
Sandy said, yeah, whenever you're in the Baltimore D.C. area, let her
Okay.
know to perform with her. And
Well, yeah.
sorry, Meryl said that you were her high school soccer coach and one of the funniest people she's ever known.
Uh, it's Marl.
Marl, I'm so sorry,
That's
Marl.
okay. No, that's all right. No, that's fine.
Actually,
Anyway,
Joel.
well, that's very kind. And I could tell you that when you have no, now I'm all right. So when you have compliments like that, you're thinking like, okay, great, and then my mind automatically goes to, okay, funny how? Like, did I tell her jokes? And that is what I can't make the connection with being what I think's funny and then writing jokes and then doing them on stage. And I hope that just made sense. So when someone says, "Oh, you're funny," and they don't know that I do stand up, I don't. It's hard to make the connection or have that draw that line between doing stand up now and oh, he was funny. I don't know.
You mean to
So,
tell them that you do comedy if they tell you you're funny?
well, yes, I'm sure there's a lot of funny people that try to do stand up, which is the hardest thing I've ever had to do, harder than teaching, harder than coaching, and I mean, just the hardest thing I've ever had to do. So,
That's right. We
um,
are
yeah,
brilliant masters that we do something too hard for anyone else to do. You're right. Comedians are really, in a lot of ways, we're the modern day coal miners. We're doing the hardest job there is, and people need to recognize that. Isn't that right?
Yes. So
Sorry, that was my
anyway,
attempt at sarcasm
no, hey,
on 3 hours of sleep. So everything's fine.
really quick on the the comedian that you interviewed yesterday.
Yes.
Um, I didn't get the question in time. What's interesting is, uh, her work, her early work, I think has evolved. Obviously compared to now, and her shorts or her little clips, whether what have you, her small
Mhm.
clips that she's being interviewed on talk shows and stuff. She's hilarious, and it was different than her first part of her in her career. The jokes, like her personality, was just a little bit different than her real life personality on interviews.
Right.
Funny on both though, but just different funny. And I having trouble articulating exactly how, but I think her later stuff, her current stuff now is exactly like her earlier interviews where she's herself basically.
Yeah. Hmm.
If I don't know if anyone's ever made that about her connection, but
Yeah,
very
for sure.
talented.
Yeah, I think that's a goal with all of us is to marry, and that comic's name is Erica Rhodes. For anyone that wants
Yeah, sorry.
to check her out, I'll release her episode probably next week, but I'll release it early on the Patreon for people on there. Ooh! But yeah, I think that's what we're all trying to do in a way is marry how we're funny off stage, on stage, and it just requires just a lot of years of repetition and trial and error until you build that stage presence and that confidence on stage to where you can be a little more vulnerable or a little more authentic. It's just something that takes time to become that conversational and more. I don't know. I was trying to think of who I was just. Maybe it was like Dusty Slay. I was talking about that with of just early on, like you said, most comics are one-liners and a little more silly and misdirect, and then over time they get a little longer-winded and maybe do more bigger stories or just be more conversational. And it just takes time. But the fact that you're aware of it is something you can work towards. But that part of it is something that we all strive for, and it just takes time. Not to put a damper on, oh yeah, you just go up there and do it. It really just takes several years of just being on stage so you have the confidence to be a little more vulnerable. So you're on the right track though there, Chris.
Yeah, by the time I'm 80, I'll have it.
Be Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah.
Well, is there before we land the plane here, is there anything else you would like the Hot Breathiverse to know or share about your set?
No, I think it was pretty cut and dry. Thank you for everyone that tuned in
Yeah,
and watched and voted, and thank you again for offering a platform. I
yes,
appreciate it.
of
You
course.
didn't introduce yourself. I don't think you told everyone that you're a professional comedian, and you just
I
kind of went
am.
right into it.
Oh, yes, yes. For anyone watching, I've been a professional comedian over 15 years. So if you would like to book some clean comedy for your event, let us know. JoelByersComedy.com. My baby's diaper fund appreciates you. But yes, yeah, this whole platform started as a place for me to interview comedians here in Atlanta, and then it just grew into this online community. And now getting to see comics. I mean, I met a comic last night who was opening for Patton Oswalt, who I met her after, and she was like, "You?" She's like, "I know." She's like, "I started comedy in Hot Breath." She's like, "I was doing the daily writing challenge, and it was very helpful. So thank you." So it's very rewarding to see things like that.
All right. In
Mhm.
our community, I live in Southwest Missouri. So you said something that prompted me. Um, and we had a comedy club, but it went out of business, and uh, there were some problems there. And then a new company that owns several comedy clubs around the Midwest area, but it's renamed Springfield Comedy Club. It used to be called the Blue Room. Now it's the Springfield
Oh,
Comedy Club.
right.
Yes. So I'm really excited, to try to do some work for them. I'm trying to get the reps in, so when I approach them, I have some chops.
Of
So
course.
anyway,
Yeah, yeah. And speaking of getting reps in, Sandy actually asked, how long have you been doing comedy, and is it difficult to go out and to perform during the week while you're teaching?
well, I usually try to. Okay, I've been doing it 3 years, and
Yeah.
um, but I've gotten on stage quite a bit. Locally, very little. I usually go to Kansas City or St. Louis, St. Charles, St. Louis, the Funny Bone,
Mm-hmm.
and yes, and then there's a local place here in town that has it's kind of a talent show type of atmosphere. It's more music, but I'll pop in on them as well. But I would really like to stay local and start opening. If I'm Hopefully, if I keep improving, you know, opening up for professional comedians as they come through town. So we'll
For
see.
sure. So do you have to be, sometimes are you like out late and then have to be up early for school?
No, well, sometimes I used. All right.
Your
Okay,
cat.
Gus. That's fine.
Gus.
Um, so cats and 13-year-olds are about the same to deal with today. Uh, that that was a terrible joke. Look,
We'll put it in a Venn
I usually
diagram.
go on the weekends. So I head on the weekends and I map it out. Any time that I don't have school, like if I'm on holiday, meaning around Christmas break or spring break, where I don't have school, I just start going to, the two biggest cities near where I live, Kansas City, St. Louis, and I just find, okay, what's Monday, Tuesday, and I just stay up there. And so
Uh-huh.
I try to hit a lot of these spots. So, yeah. And of
Yeah.
course, the hot breast submissions. And so,
Of course. Yeah, yeah, those are good reps too.
yeah.
Oh man. Well, yeah, this was great. Yeah, I mean, well deserved win. It was a nice, tight, strong set. So definitely a lot of jokes packed in there. So definitely well deserved. You're on the right track here, Chris. You're staying consistent and you're killing it. So hopefully you'll be able to do a show with Sandy sometime soon as well. That'd be fun.
Yes. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks for the kind words and to you and Sandy. So thank you.
Yeah. Is there anywhere the Hot Breathiverse can follow you or keep up with you or reach out to you if they have a question?
Yes, I need to improve on this because now I've made the step. Like, well, I'm telling people what I'm doing now.
Uh-huh.
Believe it or not, I made the first Facebook post about uh,
Yay!
this past week. Yeah.
Nice job.
So I'm trying to get up enough nerve to put it on MySpace. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. All right. Keep on coming. No.
Uh-huh.
But right now, just my MySpace, Facebook, and then whatever's from there, then I will be linking something in there. So I'd like to put clips and stuff, but again, you don't want to do that until you have a lot of material and some legs underneath of you and some reps. So I do it because I really enjoy it. It's always been hard for me to advocate for myself in that manner. Like, hey, look, this is what I
Right.
did. So anyway, I mean, I know I'm preaching to the choir. So,
Well, yeah, be proud, Chris. This was a great set. And well-deserved of winning. Great job to Sandy and Ed as well. But everyone listening to this, go follow Chris. Feel free to hit him up with any questions. But this is the final one of 2025, so we'll be back in January. But congrats again, Chris, and we'll see you in January.
okay, thank you. Thank you to everyone. Appreciate it. Have a Merry
Absolutely.
Christmas, Happy Holidays, and all that.
Absolutely. Yeah, you have a good day out there, Chris.
You too.
Bye. Yay! We did it. Great job, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out on your valuable Sunday afternoon here. Y'all are awesome. But I must adjourn. If you'd like to compete in the next contest, just join our Patreon that I did link in the live chat here for y'all to enjoy. You'll see a tier that says Clean Comedy Contest, or you can just join for any tier just to support the show that we do here on a weekly basis. So any and all love is appreciated, but I'd like to share some love and gratitude to you for hanging out, and I hope y'all have a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate out there. I hope you get to enjoy it with some friends and family, and I will see y'all in the new year. Y'all have a good day out there, y'all. Oh yeah, and the shirts. You can also get the shirts that I linked in the live chat as well. So just a lot of links I shared that you don't have to click on at all, and you can just ignore, and most of you maybe even went ahead and signed out at this point, which I totally get. So I was just gonna put that link in the live chat one more time in case anyone was interested. In case anyone was interested. There you go. Very nice. Well, y'all enjoy your days out there. I will go back to being a father. But I appreciate y'all and your time so much. I love you all. Y'all have a happy Sunday out there, y'all. Bye, y'all.